are going to Ambleside, which is brilliant, and if I just zoom in, you're going to be staying here, which is the Backpackers, which I have stayed in. It's a good choice because it's really central, and I think you get breakfast included, which is good as well. So you asked about what walks to do, so I'm going to give you some suggestions. But you will need to take with you a map, obviously, and the map that I suggest that you take is called the A to Z Adventure Atlas for the Lake District Southern Fells. Okay, so that's the A to Z Adventure Atlas for the Lake District Southern Fells, and that covers all of the walking in the area around Ambleside. You might have a map already, but I thought I should recommend that to you because it covers a wider area than the standard Ordnance Survey maps. So that's the best one to get. And I'm just going to run through some options. So if I just zoom out of here. Okay, I'm just trying to see if I can get rid of that black square. Oh well. Right, so the first one you can do is Wansfell Pike. This is really close to Ambleside Backpackers. You just go up the road, go that way, follow the path up to the top. The actual top of Wansfell itself is back here. It's about a mile away from Wansfell Pike, but you get a really lovely view from here. And you could actually just walk up there in an evening and then come back down, or you could go all the way up to the top and then come back down to Trout Beck and then follow this path around and around and then back along this green path to Ambleside. Obviously I'm assuming that you know that the green dotted lines are the footpaths. I'm sorry if I'm being really obvious, but I don't know how much you know. So that is a really nice one to do, and it gives you a really good view of the area. And the other one to do from Ambleside is you just walk through the centre of the town, go through Rothhay Park up here, and it's called Loughrig, and you follow the paths up here, and basically when you get to this area you can come up here. It is gorgeous because you've got this beautiful little tarn and you get fantastic views. There's lots of windy little paths all around here, but basically you can follow any of them in this direction and you will end up going to the top of Loughrig Fell, which is here. That's the little trig point, the little concrete trigonometry point. That's how you know that you're at the top. I would suggest if you go up that way, this could be a day walk. So you go up there from Ambleside, you go to the top, come back down this way, and then walk along around this path here, past Rydal Water, to Rydal, and then you can follow this yellow road all the way back to Ambleside. You should take a packed lunch with you whenever you go out. You should take plenty of food because you never know how long it's going to take. And there isn't really anywhere to stop off for provisions, so take lots of water and lots of food. So those are two ideas from Ambleside itself, Wansfell and Loughrig. Another one that you can do, I'm just going to zoom out a bit, is from Grasmere. So you have to get the bus to Grasmere, and I'm sorry, I'm zooming in and out a bit because I'm deciding whether I need to zoom in and out. You get the bus from Kelsick Road in Ambleside, which is here, and all the buses, it's a one-way street, so all the buses go the same direction down the street. So some go north and some go south, so you're just going to have to check which bus to get. Bear in mind that you're going to have to get timetables for the buses because there are not as many as there are in London, and they are more expensive, quite a lot more expensive than London. So don't be surprised about that, and you're going to have to take like coins and stuff to pay for the bus. You just pay the driver when you get on. So the bus will take you up this road, this red road, past Rydal Water, to Grasmere, which is up up here, and it comes off the road, it goes into the village and sort of winds its way through the village. And Grasmere is basically the biggest place north of Ambleside, and it's a very popular hiking little town, and they are famous for their gingerbread shop, so if you get a chance to go in there, go there. From Grasmere, one of the best walks that you can do, up a famous walk, is up Helm Crag. So you come along here and then you find the path up to Helm Crag. So it's very, very steep getting up there, but once you're up there it's really, really nice, and there are some rock formations on there that are called the Lion and the Lamb, because when you go up the road and look up at the Helm Crag from below, it looks like a lion and a lamb lying together, and you can actually scramble onto the top of the lion, which is quite fun to do. So you can either just go up there and come back down again, or you can follow this path along the ridge up here to Calf Crag. Basically you follow the ridge along, so it's not too difficult to get lost, but just there are little differing paths here and there, so as long as you're heading in roughly the right direction, you should be okay. When you get to this point, you can come down into the valley. As you can see, that's going right down there into Far Easdale Gill, and you follow this path basically all the way down to Grasmere. So again, that's going to be a full day walk. And again, make sure you know in advance what buses you're going to get back to Ambleside, because there aren't very many, so you're going to have to sort of time yourself and make sure you try and get back to the bus stop in time for the bus, because you can walk from Grasmere back to Ambleside, but it'll be a very long day. But whoops, I'm still getting used to this, so I'm sorry for messing about. But Helm Crag, that is one of the most famous walks in the Lake District, and it is a classic walk. So that was my other idea, and then the other one is to get a bus again. I'm just going to zoom out a bit more. So again, you get a bus from Kelsick Road, and you get the 516. It's called the Langdale Rambler, and it goes this way. It's quite a long journey, and it's quite expensive. I can't remember how much it is. It might be about £8 or something for a return. But this will take you into Langdale. So it goes along the road here, it goes through Elterwater, it goes through Chapel Stile. It follows this road to the end, which is Langdale. And Langdale is a classic hiking area in the Lake District. So I'm going to suggest 2 walks that you can do. I'm just going to zoom in a bit. So one idea is that you get off the bus at Elterwater, and then you climb up Lingmore Fell. You follow this road out of Elterwater, and then you follow paths up Lingmore Fell, and once you're going up Lingmore Fell, it's really straightforward. You just follow this massive big dry stone wall up to the top. I'm just going to zoom in a little bit more. There we are. So you follow these paths, you follow the dry stone walls all the way to the top, and then you come, so this is the top here. So you're going to be basically following this wall, and then you go over the wall, you get to the top, and it's really, really good views. You come back down, you follow the fence, you follow the wall. You can't remember whether it's a fence or a wall. And then you take this path, which is very, very, very steep, all the way down to this road. Walk along the road, come off this path here, and then you are down at Langdale, and then here is the pub called the Old Dungeon Gill, which is a famous hiking and climbers pub. And you can get the bus, the 516, back from here. This is where the bus terminates. So check the times before you go. Or you can actually just walk back to Elterwater, which is a really nice walk as well. So you would come, let me see, this way. You follow this path around the edge of Lingmore Fell, and then you join the Cumbria Way, and you follow it all the way back, and then you come this way, you follow Great Langdale Beck, and you basically walk all the way back to Elterwater. This is going to be a full day walk, and then you get the bus back to Ambleside. So that is one idea, which is Lingmore Fell. That's one fell, but it is a really nice one, and it's probably a good one for beginners as well. And it is a good one to do if the weather is very bad, because it's not as high as some of the other ones in the area. Okay, so the other idea that you can do in Langdale, so instead of getting off at Elterwater, you would carry on the bus. And you would go to... You would get off at the Old Dungeon Gill, which is the end where the bus terminates. And you would walk along this path, so you'd head up off the road past the Old Dungeon Gill pub, and you would follow this path the Cumbria way through Mickleden, and then you head off on this right fork signposted the Cumbria way. It's very steep. You follow this gill, you follow this little stream all the way up, come to here, and then you go right again, and then you come along the top. So now you're on the top of the hill, and you visit these famous fells. One is Pike of Stickle, which you can scramble up. It's like a rocky tower, I suppose, and you can scramble up on top of it and stand on top. Obviously, be very careful because it's really steep. And you've got some other ones here, Loft Crag and Harrison Stickle. So you basically then, once you're up here, you go there, you go here, you go to Harrison Stickle. These are really famous fells to do, the Langdale Pikes. This walk is probably the most extreme or most challenging out of all of the walks that I've suggested to you. So if you want to do this one, make sure you do it on the best day. So check the weather forecast in advance, plan out which is going to be your best day, and then if you want to do this, then do this on that day. Okay, so you follow the path along this way, oops, and then the way you get down, you're going to have to get down to Stickle Tarn. You're going to have to look out here for a very, very, very steep, scrambly, rocky path called, what's it called? Easy Gully? I think it's called Easy Gully, but it's very scrambly. You have to sort of sit down a little bit and use your hands and knees, but you're going to go down really, really steep, and eventually you'll get down to Stickle Tarn. There should be lots of people around here because it's quite a popular walk to do. And Pavey Ark is the big mountain here, which you will see when you get to the bottom. You come around Stickle Tarn, and then you cross over at the top, and you follow this path all the way down, down Stickle Gill to here, which is the new Dungeon Gill Hotel, where you can get food. There's a pub called the Stickle Barn pub as well, and there's toilets and things, and you can get a drink and there's get refreshments, and then you can get the bus. So if you know what times the bus go, you can wait here on the main road for the bus to come back to take you back to Ambleside. So those are my suggestions. I'm just going to see if I can think of anything else to tell you. The main thing is that you've got to be prepared for the worst. So get a survival blanket. They're like little silvery things. You can get them for about £2 in Ambleside. Get one of those. Make sure you both have one, because you never know, what's going to happen. And even if you don't use it, you might need to give it to someone else or something. Take plenty of water. Take waterproof jackets. Ideally waterproof trousers as well, but you can probably get away with, I didn't have waterproof trousers for a while, I just had a waterproof jacket. But be prepared to get wet, and take a whistle, because you might need to whistle for help. What else? Food, take plenty of food, drinks, waterproof jackets. Yeah, I think that's it. But Ambleside is really good because you've got It's not so touristy as Grasmere. Grasmere is very touristy, but Ambleside is a little bit more like a normal place. And there's a cinema as well, so if it's really bad weather you can go to the cinema. There's a waterfall that you can go and see, Stock Gilforce, and there's a little museum. And if it's really, really bad weather, you could go to Grasmere and go to Dove Cottage, which is Wordsworth's home. It's got a museum there. You get off the bus here. So I'll probably leave it there because that is a lot of information, but you should ask at the backpackers hostel for advice, and maybe at the tourist information office as well, because there's only so much that I can tell you, and this is a very, very kind of rushed brief overview, but I hope that gives you some ideas, and I hope you have a really nice time.